play a recent call of mine, a cold call, and then I'll review it as we go along. I'll stop and I'll give a bit of a commentary on what I would coach myself on and what I think of the call. So let me hit play.
Hello, this is Kelly.
Oh, hello, Kelly. This is Scott Purvis. We've never spoken before. I don't suppose you had a brief moment, did you?
What can I help you with?
So it's in connection to your role as the Corporate Director of Human Resource.
I'm going to just take out the company. So intro, quite straightforward. We've never spoken before. I don't suppose you had a moment. Not rocket science. A very soft permission-based opener. And let me just get to the point past her name. There we go. Here we go.
You're still in that role, are you?
Yes.
Yeah, because I do a lot of work with directors of human resources.
She's a bit icy at the moment. You can hear her tone. She's letting me speak, but I need to invite her to open up. So this is where I go into the problems. So,
particularly in logistics, manufacturing, and light and heavy industry. And the people I work with, they're doing well, but they're perhaps just a bit frustrated with certain aspects of their recruitment. It may be that it's just to fill various roles. They may be working with multiple agencies who don't always come through in their promises, and lots of below par candidates appear to be coming through the ranks and not lasting more than a few weeks. So the whole thing can become a bit of a disconnected mess on the recruitment side. So I don't know if any of that sounds familiar, or am I completely barking up the wrong tree and everything's running like clockwork over there?
Okay, so problems have been described. It was a bit long, in my opinion, but I did get the problems in there and the emotion behind those problems and what a chaotic mess it could be. So I've now given her the question at the end. Like, I assume everything's running like clockwork over there, which is a bit tongue-in-cheek. Let's see where she goes next.
Well, what do you offer to counter that?
Well, we do a number of different things. It would depend what in particular you were struggling most with, I guess. So I don't know, from anything I've said, does anything kind of jump out, or is it?
I think we struggle with everything in that line.
Okay. Oh, wow. Everything. Is that something that is just a tough time now, or is that historically just been a bit choppy when it comes to recruitment?
We just really set up our own internal recruiting department. Previously, we were only using third-party recruiters. So, that's been successful, but certainly, for high-level roles, we still go to external recruiters, and I hear that they can fill my role very quickly. They have a number of candidates already in mind, and then 3 or 4 weeks go by, and I have nothing. So.
Oh, okay. I can give you a bit of an idea of what we do just to support that in principle. Is it something whereby are there particular roles that are harder to fill? Like, is it more on the kind of blue collar side, the temp workers, or is it kind of more specialized roles that you struggle with a bit more?
Yes to both. Certainly we struggle with staffing our manufacturing facilities with hourly labor, and then I also struggle with finding talent in, finance and operations and supply chain and
Okay, so she is now going into problems. She's opening up because I'm starting to ask her questions. If you listened to when I relayed the problems and she said, well, how can you help with that? I didn't go into a pitch. I went deeper into questions. So I said something along the lines of, well, from what I said, what was the thing that really jumped out at you? And she said, well, all the above. And I said, well, oh, wow, okay. And then I started to go deeper into that. So to say, is that just at the moment, or is that consistently quite difficult for you in this position? And then she kind of gave me a bit more. She said, look, it's been very challenging. We've tried third-party recruiters. They don't really work. We're bringing it in-house. And then I've asked her what types of roles she struggles to fill the most, and she's just given me a list of roles. So This is how you get someone to open up. You don't pitch your solution. You don't go into what your company does. You have to get someone to open up so that they really share more of what's really going on in terms of the size of the problem, the nature of the problem, the depth of the problem, what it looks like, the context of where your solution might fit into that. So you have to keep on going through your questions, but they can't just be random. They have to be based on what the person is telling you, so they're very contextual. So resist pitching. Do not talk about your solution until you've established a big enough problem. And this carried on for over 10 minutes, and it turned into a meeting that subsequently turned into a deal. So yeah, but I had to get her there. She was quite icy at the start, as you could hear, but she started to open up because she understood that I wasn't there just to pitch. I was there, first of all, to understand how I could help her and what that could possibly look like. So resist the pitch, go into problems, and you'll be golden.